Welcome back, guys. I'm Zell, and today I want to talk about one of the traps that the knife reviewer can fall into. Alright, guys, there are lots of traps that a knife reviewer can fall into. We're going to go over a couple of them, and then we're going to get to the big one. The first one is trying to review a knife prior to the new wearing off, prior to the honeymoon period wearing off. That's why you haven't seen a review on this endeavor. Reviewing a knife before the sparkle wears off. That's why you haven't seen a review on this bodega yet, because of the new sparkle, I'm going to miss something. This Riot Torrent you haven't seen a review on yet because there are a couple of little issues that I haven't made up my mind about yet, and I need to have my mind made up so that you can compare my opinion with others' opinions and not give you some convoluted BS thing. So that's one thing. The bigger thing, though, is expectation. And expectations, we have expectations about price, we have expectations about brand, we have expectations about materials, and we have all of those emotional expectations that go with that brand, go with the money spent, go with the look of the knife, and all these things that affect how a review gets done. And I say that because it's really easy to let expectations make things really great or sour them really bad. Whenever this pillar showed up, I did not have high expectations for this, and that's got a Staza 23 carbon fiber scale on it, by the way. And it was a pleasant surprise. It's actually a very good knife. The one I got, anyhow, is a very good knife, and I just rather love it. And that is a case of keeping the expectations tempered and getting a nice surprise. Same thing with this Genzanzo, the Fraxion. I got a good one, and I rather like it. It's a nice little knife. Now, reality, though, Cedric and Ada Outdoors, Cedric got one that doesn't lock up properly. So, there's some junk ones out there, too. One I got locks up properly, works good. Cedric's not so much. Be aware of those things. And that's kind of where we're going with this. Whenever I'm dealing with Riot knives, these three knives all have very similar actions, very similar feels, and you know what to expect from Riot. I know what to expect from ZT. I know what to expect from the SE knives, whether it be the actual SE Zancudo and what is the other one, Avispa, or the Rat series, even though they're not technically SE knives anymore. And I know what to expect from CRKT. I know what to expect from Kershaw's Chinese line. And whenever knives like this show up, I'm pleasantly surprised. Well-centered, great actions. Now, how do you go about keeping your expectations in check and getting good knives for review? Well, here's what I do. I keep my expectations low, but whenever I go to buy any knife from a major online cutlery retailer, or actually just to buy it online, one, I don't buy it from eBay. I don't buy it from some random dude on the forum. I don't buy it from some random guy on Instagram. Because I think I need to be first to have this knife. Because any of those places are just going to get me in trouble. I'm going to end up with a really junky knife. I don't generally buy it from Amazon unless it's shipped and sold by Amazon, where returns are fairly painless. What I normally do is I buy it from a major online retailer of cutlery. And most of these major online cutlery retailers have a little box on the order page as you're going through checkout. That little box says notes for the order, notes to us, things you'd like us to know, blah, blah, blah. Any special notes. And as you know, some of the companies will do drawings on your boxes or all kinds of odd things. But that's just telling you that they're reading them. So what I put in that box is, please take the knife out, check the action, get a good look at it, check it for centering, check the materials, make sure there's nothing that's going to make me possibly want to return this knife so that we can avoid that hassle. And then I sign it, I say thank you, and then I sign it. And by sign it, I type my name. And I go through with the order, and they actually do this. I've been doing this now for a year and a half, and I haven't got any serious junk knives from the major online cutlery retailers because I fill out that little box. Now, am I cheating? No, I'm not cheating. You can fill out that little box too. You can skip Amazon. You can skip the frickin' whoever guy on the forums or on eBay. And you can do exactly what I'm doing. Is it going to cost you $1 or $2 more a knife? Yes, it is, but it's going to save you a whole lot of hassle. And that's the important part. Anyhow, that's how I end up with reasonable quality with these Chinese knives most of the time. Now, the knife that brought this up, all this up, was the Natrix. And right now, the Natrix is hit and miss. Now, I filled out the little box at GP Knives. They sent me one that all works, all looks good. It's a reasonable knife. It's a Kershaw. It's not an heirloom, Chinese Kershaw. It's not an heirloom quality knife, and that's fine because I didn't expect an heirloom quality knife from Kershaw. I expected a user that is going to work for a while, probably a year or so, and then I'm going to break it or it's going to break, and that's just the way the ball bounces whenever you're spending the money you're spending. But expectations were so high for this knife because Kershaw, and with the lawsuit with Microtech, and Kershaw with all the hype they put behind this knife, bringing all the extra colors to Blade Show, talking about it so much, they raised the expectation level up so high that this thing's getting bad reviews. Now, is it a bad knife? No, it's not a bad knife. Is it a great knife? No, we just talked about that. It's a non-heirloom quality, a few steps above gas station knife, just like every other Chinese Kershaw, every other Chinese CRKT. It's nothing special, but it's not a bad knife either. Now, are you paying $5 extra because it has a similar appearance to the 0777 and the 0770? Sure. There's an extra $5 in there for Kershaw because of the way it looks. And that's definitely what you're paying for. But expectations, my friends, they can really mess up a knife review, and they can really mess up things for you whenever you order a knife. Temper your expectations. Know where to put them. And I would venture to say that if you always shoot lower, you'll always feel better whenever the knife arrives. Anyhow, guys, I really appreciate you listening to me ramble for a few minutes about kind of a nutty subject, but that is a trap for the knife reviewer. Expectations are pretty rough. You got to learn how to keep them in check. And I don't always get it, but I do my best. And for you, get out there and don't just watch my reviews or Nick's reviews or anybody else's reviews. Watch several before you spend any major money on a knife. Anyhow, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.